Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about traveling into the Philippines, requirements, and first-hand experience as I'm doing it right now. So stick around. Alright, so as you know, Maya and I have spent the month of August pretty much in Vietnam, and when we left to go into Vietnam, we had to fill out the e-travel from the website, the etravel.gov.ph. We had to fill that out, and nobody in immigration in the Philippines asked us for that when we departed. But coming back into the Philippines, we have just passed through the Vietnam immigration. But before that, we were at the ticket line, and they did ask me for a return ticket leaving the Philippines within 30 days. So even though maybe your airline will ask, maybe they won't, I still recommend getting it. It costs $16. There's a link down in the description for a throwaway ticket. They asked for mine. I was able to give that. I always usually choose Manila to like Kuala Lumpur or Singapore. That's all they need to see. And then we had to fill out the etravel.gov.ph, and spits out the barcode. You screenshot that. You can do that 72 hours in advance. The throwaway ticket you want to do within 48 hours of your departure or of your arrival into the Philippines. And so anyway, going through immigration through Vietnam, funny thing happened. We were standing in line, Maya and I, and he gets to me, he looks at my passport, he scans it, and he goes, "Wait here." And he walks away with my passport around the corner. I'm like, oh crap, what the hell's going on here? And he comes back like, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute later, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what is going on? And he simply went around the corner to see if the line had moved forward so he could start sending people through again. But here I thought that there was something up with my passport, because he scanned it, and then he's like, "Wait here," like with a very stern, serious face. And then he leaves and walks around the corner with my passport. So I was like, oh crap, what's going on? But that's the travel so far. We are waiting for the flight to the Philippines, and then I will update you again on how that's going and what they ask for and what they don't ask for. So as always, I do recommend travel medical insurance. It's not mandatory, but I highly recommend it. For Maya and I, for this whole trip, which is about a 3-week trip, I think it cost us $40. So there is a link in the description. I highly recommend it. You just never know. I hear more stories about expats coming down with food poisoning, dengue, or a motorbike accident, or anything. So I highly recommend it. Anyway, I will pick up this video again once we get through immigration in Manila. Alright, just got through immigration, and it was a breeze. They asked me literally nothing. They didn't ask for an onward ticket, even though the airline asked me for an onward ticket, so good thing I had that. Nobody asked me for the etravel.gov.ph. So that's twice now. Thailand, they didn't ask, and going out and coming back in, they didn't ask for Vietnam as well. But it just takes one person to ask you for it, and then you're pulled out of line and you got to go fill it out. So just fill it out 72 hours before. etravel.gov.ph, 72 hours before. Purchase your onward ticket 48 hours from arrival. Alright, so far everything is on time today. We are just now gonna sit down and wait for our flight to Dumaguete in about 45 minutes. All right, one thing I wanted to mention, guys, is there is a new rule set to take place for Filipino travelers, and it's going to take effect really early here in just next week, September 3rd. And I had mentioned that it was a little difficult. The first time Maya went out, when we went to Thailand, she was questioned for about 45 minutes, had to show proof of a bank statement and work and things like that, and where she was going, where she's going to stay. And the second time around, going to Vietnam, they didn't ask anything. And that is what I was hoping would be a sign of what was to be for our travels in the future. And then I just see in the news this new thing coming out. And basically, so self-funded travelers may now need to provide additional documents such as proof of accommodation, proof of employment, proof of their financial capacity or source of income. It seems like they're going to get even more strict, which seems just ridiculous. Now, if you're sponsored by a relative, like a spouse or somebody like that, you'll also have to prepare more paperwork, it says. Those being sponsored by relatives need to secure birth or marriage certificates that show the relationship between the passenger and sponsor, along with supporting documents in a notarized affidavit of support and guarantee. And it just seems so ridiculous. I don't know why they do this to Filipinos. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will have a link to the article down in the description, but I just wanted to mention that. So far everything is perfect, running smoothly. And very easy to come in to the Philippines. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to mention is face masks are gone. We didn't no face masks there coming back. A few stragglers still wearing them. They just the type of people that still feel more comfortable wearing them. But otherwise, no, it's pretty much in the Philippines. Only mandatory time is in a clinic or a hospital. All right, so yeah, the masks are pretty much gone. Nobody requires them. And things are back to normal. The only thing you have to do is that etravel.gov.ph. And really, that just takes the place of filling out that card that you had to fill out on the airline ahead of time. So really, it's a more streamlined, easier process now. And like I said, they don't even ask for it. I think because the information goes into their system, so they have it. They don't really necessarily need to see it. Again, you should do it just to be on the safe side. But, it's the onward ticket for sure. And same with the e-travel. Those two things. And come out to the Philippines. So, all right, guys. So again, if you need the onward ticket, there's a link down in the description, along with travel medical insurance, which is not mandatory, but I recommend getting it. And other than that, good to be back in the Philippines. See you guys next time. Bye.